So you're rolling both? Okay. Ah, that wasn't good enough. That was better. What's up, peeps? I'm DJ Oni. It's Cocktail Party Effect. Making a little thingy here. Yeah, let's start with some questions. You're part of this PMBS Live thing.
Yeah.
I know I already asked you before.
Let's start with that.
Let's start with that. So
PMBS.
How did that happen? What was the idea behind it?
Okay, so basically, like, the story really goes is that, you know, in winter in Berlin, you get very bored.
Yeah.
You stay indoors, you go a bit mad. And I was really trying to find a way of counteracting that madness with something. And and yeah, it was actually kind of an idea. At the time, it wasn't called PMBS, but you know, I was watching these kind of live streams on the internet and stuff. And yeah, it was just kind of an idea of just like, hey, wouldn't it be nice just to start a chill radio station, or like, you know, a live stream, and basically like talk to my friend Danny, and you know, we were like, hey, it's actually not that expensive to do this. Do you know what I mean? Just need a few connectors, do it from your house. We just started going to more markets, buying €1 stuff, and really judging, you know, a book by its cover in that sense. You just see a cover and you go, yeah, that's going to be
that looks
terrible.
fucking cool, man.
Let's
play that shit.
It's either going to be absolutely trash or great, you know. And yeah, we just kind of got together, and then our friend Pete joined us, who's part of it as well. We actually just see it more as a get together for some beers and just listen to music. If you use vinyls to sample a lot, you don't actually listen to the full track that much. Do you know what I mean? You just find the bit.
You're just like skipping through the vinyl, just like looking for the coolest bits and stuff.
You're hearing it in a different light. So when you're actually using it in a mix, you're actually listening to the tune fully, you know, and it kind of gives you like a better knowledge about a certain artist or whatever. You start finding more stuff from them, and you start seeing these records pop up more and more in boxes, and you can find some mad shit here. Do you know what I mean? You find like some stuff you just never really thought of before, you know, and yeah, it's something that it sort of brought a lot of joy really in the house doing that, you know.
What was like the funniest or like the most impressive thing you found?
Our friend Pete, who plays with us on the radio, he's got a gift of finding the maddest shit. And he's found a couple of things, like it was like a German like acrobatics vinyl, which was basically acrobatics, I don't know if that's the right word, but it's like kind of thing when you exercise. And it's like instructions.
Kind of like aerobics
that's
kind
it, acrobatics, that'd be interesting. But yeah, it's like aerobics, and it's like this kind of, you know, German speaking over it, telling you to do these directions. There's kind of disco underneath, and all the tracks are kind of like rip-offs of other tracks, you know. So it kind of fades into this weird disco thing, then go back into like, you know, left leg up, down, left, you know. And Danny found a record that was just steam train noises. It's just got the title of the train. It's just a small record of just steam train recordings. I mean, that's the kind of cool thing about vinyl, is that you find this stuff. It's a real historical document, you know. And of course, then you didn't have downloads and all this stuff, so that was your form of media for sound.
What was your first release?
My first proper release was under the name Casket, which was my first kind of project. And I think my first proper release as Casket was with a label called Diamind, which was a Belgian label, only digital, you know, and it was run by a guy who was part of a duo called Point Blank. Like I think it's just one guy now, but they used to write music together, and he was actually the guy that introduced me to, you know, with RNS and stuff when I was doing things for Apollo and things. He was a real top dude, and yeah, that was my first kind of release as Casket, and that was kind of, I remember being really proud of that one at the time. I listen to it now and go, oh my God. Because it's, you know, the mix is like mad, you know. But that's also the beautiful thing about that, you know, it's a time capsule. And then I started the new project, the Cocktail Party Effect thing. Yeah, and I think the first release with that one was with a label called Headcount from Brighton. I sent him a bunch of tunes, and then he put it out on cassette. I love that. I love the fact people are doing cassettes now. It's great. Like what I like about the same with vinyl. You're really buying this. It feels real. Do you know what I mean? When you actually have this object in your hand, like it feels real. And with tape, even now, I'm not sure how many people have tape machines. Even if you just have it in your house, it feels like it feels like a moment of support as well. You're actually supporting something. And that's cool. With vinyl, the same thing. I'll have the digital, and I'll always buy the vinyl as well because it's support. So I saw a label do a release on mini disc actually, which I thought was hilarious. And you get this promo email, 30 mini disc printed, and like, well, yeah, I want that. I want a mini disc. Like, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, you were talking about casket.
Oh yeah.
Is this like is there anything that's going to come out under this name anymore, or did you just or was this just like a past thing and you kind of evolved?
The Casket project is still stays in the back of my mind. Like I still really enjoyed making tracks as Casket, and I still do actually. I now and again, do some ideas and stuff. The problem is about the Casket project is it's a project that I wanted to do with a band. And it was something that kind of would take a lot of time and money to do. I still have plans for it. I will go back to it at some point, but it's something I'd rather, for the moment, I'm actually enjoying this new project, and it's a different way of thinking, and it feels fresh, and but if I was going to do the Casket project, I'd want to get a band together and do it properly, because I think that was one of the big problems with Casket, was that I had this big vision of what I wanted it to be, but I came to this realization I couldn't do it from in the box. But with the cocktail party effect thing, it's kind of almost like you can go mad and allow mistakes to happen and allow the fact that it's not going to turn out the way you want it to be, and it's okay, So yeah.
So there are no mistakes, just happy accidents.
Basically, the whole project's just happy accidents. I mean, life's just a happy accident, isn't it?
So how was your approach as Casket, like your approach to your music as Casket, different to your approach as like Cocktail Party Effect?
Really thinking about it, I guess it's movement. When I was doing Casket stuff, I would constantly be moving around the room and recording things. So with a guitar or a piano or a shaker, always recording things around. I would be going this way over there, and playing piano, put the piano way over the other side of the room. So it really felt like almost like a band being spread out. Everyone has their area of recording, and that was, for me, quite familiar territory because I grew up playing in bands. So like, it felt like being at a rehearsal. But with Cocktail Party Effect, it's more about really kind of just breaking things. Do you know what I mean? Which is quite fun. Like I took all I wanted to learn with the Casket project of how to make these sounds and stuff, but now I'm kind of like breaking them and destroying it and seeing where it can go. And that's kind of the difference. I'm more focused with the modular system with Cocktail Party Effect, and then just going into the computer and then just stretching the audio and doing all this. It was just, the difference is Casket was more organic in the sense of, it was more acoustics, acoustic instruments and things, and Cocktail Party is more like synthetic. It's more like just sound design and really tearing it apart, which I think is like it's the Jekyll and Hyde thing, the kind of split personality thing of like, it's good to have a lash out in it. And I feel like it's kind of fun. Really.
Good.
Yeah.
So we're playing a little game now. The game is called What Do You Prefer? I'm asking you a question and then you ask me a question, okay? So it's
shit, it's a return thing.
It's like back and forth, okay?
Okay.
So, what do you prefer? Stones or peanut butter?
Yeah, well, that's an easy one. Stones. No, I mean peanut butter. Standard,
peanut butter,
straight up.
of course.
Straight up. I mean, mixing them together would be weird.
Yeah.
Hummus or ketchup?
I fucking love tomatoes. But I think hummus, man. Hummus, definitely hummus. That's the shit, man. Could survive on hummus for a week.
I mean, that's the thing. I'm thinking more of a desert island situation here, where you have the list of SOS.
Yeah.
You can only pick one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hummus would be
Hummus, yeah, definitely.
I guess you could do a lot of hummus as well.
I mean, you can dip everything into hummus and it tastes better.
Moon or sun?
Sun, definitely, man. Fuck the moon, man.
What's your problem with the moon?
It's coming closer, man. I fear the fucking moon. It's coming closer.
Touched a nerve there. Fuck the moon. We didn't need to land on it. Like, there was no need. Don't give it attention.
Did you know that it's coming closer to Earth every fucking year?
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, it makes the journey quicker, I guess, for NASA.
No.
Cheaper on the old fuel. But how close? I mean, I don't want it outside my window. Like, you have to like move around it.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's probably just a centimeter every year or so.
That's still a lot, though. That's too much for my liking.
Yeah. Sampling or synthesizing?
Oh. That's kind of a funny one, because considering I'm such a sort of modular synthesis guy, I actually prefer sampling. I think sampling, you get weirder results from it. Sampling, it's like, I think most records like I grew up with, I was always fascinated with the samples, you know, when I was listening to hip hop and things and how they found that stuff, and even to this day I enjoy finding something. Do you know what I mean? It's like a already made package and then you just completely screw it up. But yeah, I'm gonna go with sampling on that one.
The sampling?
Yeah. Plugins or hardware?
I'm using more plugins, but only because I'm broke as fuck.
Yeah, well, that's usually the case, isn't it? Yeah.
If I had more money, I would definitely go like only hardware.
Well, you always have to think about what do you have two of, and I always think of my organs. You've got 2 lungs, 2 kidneys. You don't need both, that's greedy. Screws. Fire or water?
I would say water. Fuck that fire, man. I will eat everything raw. I don't need light.
Such a caveman.
No.
I love it. Alright, cool. Well, yeah, water's pretty chill.
Monopoly or blackjack?
Oh, yo. Yeah. Monopoly tears families apart. But I do enjoy that with Monopoly. I think you can really see what a person's like when you play Monopoly. You know, if you don't know each other and you play that, you straight away, you know what that guy's like when he gets angry. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go for a Monopoly on that one. Politics or ice cream?
If ice cream would like solve all the shit that's going on, yeah.
Give it a couple of years, mate. We'll have a tub of Ben & Jerry's running for president.
No, man.
Yeah, I remember like reading a thing about like this guy making a brand of ice cream, which was like, he was designing horrible flavors for ice cream, like sawdust and stuff. And you know when you think like your life has no purpose and stuff, and you have those really bad days where you're like, oh, everything's shit. Then you read an article like that and you go, it's actually all right, because you know, like he's figured it out. I know what I'll do if everything goes to shit. I'll just make sawdust flavored ice cream and live off that, I guess.
Okay, Charlie, I've got some questions for you, my man.
Yeah.
Okay, first question. How did you started out making music? What was the beginning of this journey?
I think, to be honest, I've been making music as far as I can remember, really, regarding being in bands and stuff. I used to play in a lot of bands with my brother as a drummer, and I used to play drums for certain artists. And regarding making music for myself, I think that was around like 15 when I first got like a copy of Reason, and I did it to be rebellious. I know it sounds really funny, but I did it because I was like really bored of being just the drummer in bands. I was like, I want to make tunes. So I started doing that, and then I just found I really liked it. And I found like a lot of the music I was into was actually kind of more electronic, you know what I mean? And I was always fascinated. So yeah, a long time basically.
A long time.
A long time.
Okay. Cool. So next question. Your first release or first gig?
The first gig I could remember was playing in a Battle of the Bands. I think it was a Battle of the Bands when I was really young, the drums, and we were doing a cover of Message in a Bottle by the Police. And I counted it in twice as fast as the original because I wasn't used to counting in tracks, because the riff is like da 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 da, and it's quite hard to play on guitar, especially if you're beginning. And I just count it in as 1, 2, 3, 4, da da da, like that, and I just remember this this fear in my face, going oh no, and it was all I can just remember this sea of parents watching, and they're all kind of going, this is weird. That's my earliest memory of a gig.
Okay. How did you kind of like find your style, or like?
Yeah.
Or is it something that you always envisioned, or was it just kind of like a journey and you just happened to be where you are at the moment?
I don't know. I mean, that question's always a funny one because I don't know what my style is.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I guess like when someone goes, you've got a style, and you kind of don't really realise it. Do you know what I mean? But like, I guess, I personally always think I'm trying to change things. I'm very much into rhythm, and so, as a drummer especially, I guess the only thing I would say I think about as a style with it is I always like the idea of the drums being the melody. I like the concept of drums can also be a melodic thing. Things like samba, and all that kind of stuff. Where you've got cross rhythms, that kind of thing. Instead of it just being a thing that carries you through the tune, actually making it into the main focus of the tune. And of course, with techno, you've got the kick, that. But then when you listen to like jungle, for instance, that's why I love jungle so much, because cutting those amen breaks about, and it's almost like the melody. If you listen to that Cutty Ranks remix, of Limb by Limb, you're singing the melody, but you can't sing the melody of the vocals without thinking of the pitch. Do you know what I mean? It used to drive me like crazy at a gig. Right? So yeah, I guess I think about that quite a lot. But regarding style, I don't really know. But I'm always personally, I'm doing this album at the moment, and I'm really focusing in a different kind of area with it, So I like to push myself in different things.
Okay. What was, in your opinion, one of the like biggest challenges you had when it comes to music, or like challenges, maybe not about your music, but maybe like things you had to overcome to like evolve?
It was probably not caring anymore about what people thought. I think, as someone very close to me once said, it's the art of not giving a fuck. Of course, you care about what you create. It's your baby, and you listen to advice and all this kind of stuff if it's given. But the mentality of being able to laugh at what you create and understand it's not like, it is what it is, mate. Do you know what I mean? You create, and if you like it, that's a really important part of it. We think about like, people dance to that, or is that going to be, will people want to buy that? Do you know what I mean? But like, I think for me that was a big thing, because I remember when I was younger making music and stuff, I really thought about that quite a lot. And especially when you had people around you being like, no one's going to buy this, and then you go, oh no, I'm doing something wrong. But maybe actually you're doing something right. And it took a while to think about that. And now I think with this project, that's something I think I really have tried to sort of overcome with that, and just actually write for the pleasure of it and not for things.
You were a teacher at DBS.
Yeah.
And like you were like teaching other people stuff, but was there a point where some of your students taught you something? So kind of like the teacher becoming the student?
Oh, all the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. I think it's like, that's the beautiful thing about teaching, because you never stop learning, and as cheesy as that saying sounds, it's true. I mean, more in a kind of musical sense, like sometimes, like, especially the next generation that comes up, every year you get a new bunch of students, different ages and stuff, and sometimes like the music people are into and stuff, say from their different cultures and all this kind of stuff, but especially like what's cool now, that's really interesting, you know, because you listen to that and go like, oh right, it's a fresh sound, because you actually don't hunt as much as you used to. But when someone goes, this is what I listened to back in my hometown, boom, and you go, cool.
Yeah. Never heard this stuff. But
whether it's like someone who makes psytrance, and you listen to their tune and you go like, oh, how did you do that? And they show you something and you go, whoa, never thought about that, So yeah, no, totally. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just human beings. Do you know what I mean? You can learn from everything. Yeah.
Do you have maybe like kind of like a beginner's tip, or like even an insider tip when it comes to like modular stuff?
Yeah, okay.
Like maybe like secret patches that nobody knows, or like just.
Well, if you know some, can you let me know?
or maybe just like a little tip for people that want to like dive into the modular realm.
It's a big world, man. It's a big scary world of modular, but I think the best thing you can do with it, I think, is don't stress about it. I think it's easy to stress a module, like what should I get? Oh, what's my first module? Blah blah blah. Just have fun with it for a start. Like just buy yourself an oscillator and be happy with that for a while. Best thing is just to dive headfirst into it, because you meet people and then you actually learn more about the modular world. Think about what it is you want to do with it. What do you want to achieve with it? For me, it was a big thing of like, atmosphere was my first thing. I want to create atmosphere. So I was so interested in reverbs and all that kind of stuff, But man, just go head first into it, and if you don't like something, sell it. Do you know what I mean? Then meet someone else who's also in the realm, and then talk to them and get more advice. And because you're constantly learning with it. And patch tips, look after your fucking cables.
So, hey guys, we're back at Charlie's place. So now we're just going to chill a bit, maybe having a jam session afterwards. And yeah, if you like that video, just like leave a like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook and Instagram if you like to. Links are in the description. And yeah, keep modulating.
Okay, Dad.